Good morning. Good morning. It's Monday, crazy weekend, long weekend. I actually took a nap yesterday. I had to because I had very little sleep the night before. But that's okay. Lots of stuff going on. Uh, Three things you need to know, and we're going to talk about pending doom of the commercial property market. There's salacious misdirected articles out there saying that the market is crashing or hurting. And I want to put a little bit of a cap on that, and then talk about a new project that's coming in that's going to bring in a thousand new units, or 1,000 doors is what we call it. And I'm excited about that. But first, let's talk about the fun stuff. Numbers nerd. There we go. All right. So last week we had 850 closings across the 10 counties that we track. That's awesome. Prices are still remaining pretty decent. I mean, the average sales price in Santa Clara for single family houses is $2 million, right? So if you look at what it was last year, it was a little bit higher, 2.1 ish, right? Same thing in Solano. Solano, we're actually seeing an increase over the last year. The last few weeks have been down, but overall, I think that number will come back down once we figure out that. Your best buy again is in Napa, 87%, 88% of value. So if you buy $1 million house, you can go in and say, I'll pay you $870 for it. That's pretty daggum good, right? San Mateo obviously holding very well. Marin County holding very well. The reason why Marin County is because it's far away from San Francisco. It's across the bridge. You have to pay $715, whatever, to get across the bridge to go to work if you're going to go there. But nobody really wants to go to San Francisco anymore, which is why that price is declining. These are all the averages year to date. These are last week's. We're in week 24. June 12th is the day, and this is last year's. So you can kind of use that as a tracker. And I'm going to make a quick snapshot of this so everybody can have it. And I will. There. Boink. Okay. So there you go. So let's talk about the news. Three things you want to know. Silicon Valley Bank, of course. Signature Bank, of course, hurting. But that's mostly because of the residential houses or residential loans that they put in. But now they're talking about commercial being a problem. We've been talking about this for a long time. The industry knows about this. This is something that's looming and coming, has been coming for a long time. Commercial properties are going to become more expensive on the rate side. Less people are going to commercial property. Less people are buying or renting brick and mortar. Salesforce, or there's another company, I think it was Twitter or something, just walked away from a ton of money. They just gave it to the landlord, said, yeah, we're canceling the lease. Here you go. Like millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars. There was another one where these banks, they're going to be suffering because they're holding these loans. Ultimately, it's going to hurt us because they're going to go to the Fed for bailout, but it's also going to kind of help us because maybe these cities will start modifying the zoning and put multi-residential into these commercial places. Now, there's a lot of talk about you can't do it. It's not built for it. I've seen many retrofits, from a massive warehouse down to commercial retail. I've seen all sorts of different things. And yes, you might have to redo the plumbing, but if you have to redo the plumbing, you have to redo the plumbing. It's a far cry better to rezone it, redo the plumbing, instead of waiting for permits to build a whole new thing. And with land being so tight, my argument is let's just do it. Let's go find some warehouses and convert them into condos or townhouses or what have you. And for that matter, why don't we have the city buy some warehouses and convert them into temporary uh, living facilities for the homeless? I don't know. Common sense versus why can't you? One day we'll have our council members on, and maybe we can discuss it. That would be fun. But that's something to be aware of. I think this ultimately is going to help local residential a little bit better because after we start focusing on commercial, residential will just continue to get normalized again. Okay, so let's talk about this one right here, Bali Inside. I've never heard of this place before. This what the website. Apparently, it's a news outlet, but it's saying that the Bay Area is declining the fastest rate in the country. And okay, look, this is Q4 21, Q4 22. That's a lot of supposition, and they say this came out 4 days ago, so the numbers are older. Guys, be aware of what you're watching. Be aware of what you're reading. Find out what the purpose is of this. Yeah, we saw a decline last year. I could show you all sorts of charts. Where Thursday? This one right here, right? Yeah, we saw a decline. This is just Santa Clara County median price single family homes. Yeah, we did see a decline, but now it's coming back up. Look, and then I can show you without a doubt this one right here. Yeah, this is across the US. So whoever wrote this, Madeline Beaumont, my feeling is just reading into this was that you want to use old numbers to not support what's really going on. You're using history to make a point, and I think you're off base. Okay, you have to look at historical, then you have to look at the last, I don't know, year, and then the last 30 to 90 days, and then you talk to experts and lenders, and you find out what's going on. What are the streets saying? I did an open house this weekend. I had 20 people come through on Saturday, and it was a condo in Morgan Hill. I had actually it turned out to be 16 sets of people come through on Sunday. We have a ton of traffic on there. We have a ton, and we had another unit 2 doors down. Granted, it was bigger and more expensive, but we were sharing information back and forth. And there's a lot of people coming through. That one had 40 sets of people come through. The market isn't hurting. This is not a timely article, Madeline Beaumont. And I don't want to pick it on you. I'm just saying, what I would suggest you do is look at what the numbers are saying and what they're trending at now. Yes, rates are higher. Yes, it makes it less affordable. Absolutely. But using numbers that are 2 years old in a market that's real time, doesn't work for me. Does not work. All right. Another thing, 1,000 units coming in, right? Guys, I'm excited about this. Look at this, right off of Tasman. That's Levi's right there. This whole area right here. Oh, we all know what that is, don't we? We all know, I think that used to be a golf course, but we all know what's going on there, don't we? All this right here looks like we'll be putting 1,000 units in. I'm excited about that too. So I remember hearing something. I want to say it was when Google did a community outreach on their big, massive project for San Jose, right next to the airport, Googleville, whatever they're going to call it. They said that San Jose was tasked with putting in 40,000 units by 2020, 24, right? And part of the answer was trying to get single family homeowners to put multiple units in there and rezoning it for that. and that's a failure. That's just a non-starter. You have parking issues. San Jose is willing to turn the other way. They have ADUs, which that's a non-starter. I don't think it's the right answer. Well, you can do it. You can absolutely do it. You're going to upset neighbors. You're going to have more parking issues. You'll have, yeah. So it's a part of the answer, but big projects like this, we need a whole lot more of this. We need way more projects like this. And we do have a ton of space. And we have a ton of empty warehouses that we can change. We have a ton of empty offices that we can change. And that's the answer, guys. That's the answer to our housing crisis. That's the answer to housing affordability. That's the answer to homelessness. I mean, if the city really got into it, if it's not the city, it should be the county that really takes care of that issue. Where they have, I don't know, I want to say the last time I looked, they had $650 million in revenue. A billion? Something like that. Million in revenue. They just have a surplus and they can invest that money into something that gets federal support and people pay into it. If you're homeless, you can have affordable housing and you do it the right way. You can actually make money off of those units. Not a ton. You have to make it affordable and then allow people to stay there for a 2-year program until they get on their feet and get housed in a normal place, in a different place. There's a lot of different opportunities. The city's just not doing it because it's not, they don't get value out of it for them. So anyway, that's that for that. I'm Vito Scarnecchia. It's 9:34, June 12th, Monday. Just as an FYI, probably won't be doing it Wednesday or Thursday. I'm driving up to Chico to help my son move. I'm Vito Scarnecchia with Abitano. We'll see you out there.